Namaskar, everyone. It's a joy to see you all again, and welcome to our Be Well, Stay Well series. Just to say that in this series, we have taken a multidisciplinary approach to boosting immunity in the body and to truly understanding how to stay well at all levels. In this series, of course, this means that we have explored staying well with the energy path, with ancient techniques, with the understanding of our energy system, the pranas, the nadis, the chakras, understanding a little bit more about the science and how the body works and how what is happening around the world in terms of these viruses also affects the body. And, of course, the Maha Yoga Kundalini path with Gurji that encompasses all of these disciplines with divine wisdom. So we've had a lot of gems over the last few weeks, and today we will provide even more practices to help us stay truly well on this journey. Just to say, the practices that we are doing are not just for the COVID experience, but this is for any ailment that we think could perhaps come into our body. And it doesn't matter what type of body that we have. Anyone can do these practices. The key is to do them with total mindfulness, present moment awareness, of course, a loving attitude, and with the right understanding of what we are doing. So, today for the first segment, I will be taking you all through some deeper breathing exercises and dynamic breathing exercises that are designed to clear our respiratory passages and, of course, build our lung capacity in a powerful way. For the second segment, we will have Prema Devi, who will be taking us through a holistic approach to conscious movement from the Chunji-in Korean yoga tradition. So, I hope you all are settled in, comfortable, and let's begin with our session today. So, in these deep breathing exercises, of course, over the past few weeks, we have the understanding that it is more than just physical exercises that we are doing. We are combining the knowledge that we have of energy, the energy channels, and understanding how that works in relation with how we breathe. And of course, after doing the practices, even with the alternate nostril breathing, we can feel a difference in our body. And again, it's because of our awareness, our slowness, our observing with everything that we are doing that also makes the difference as we breathe. So you will see in these breathing exercises today that we are truly localizing the breath to the upper chest. And this is because when we have ailments such as COVID symptoms or even ailments such as asthma, the breathing becomes affected in our upper chest. We see symptoms like coughing, hyperventilating, and a natural tightening and closing of our air passages. So today, by doing these exercises, we will begin to understand how the breathing works in this area and also place our attention in such a way that we are energizing our lobes, our passages, our airways as we breathe. Now, of course, when we put our attention into something and we truly work on energizing that area, the healing is inevitable. So let's come into a little bit of the understanding of the physiology behind what happens when our airways become constricted. In our body, we have what is called voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. Voluntary muscles are the type of muscles that we can control consciously. For example, when we want to pick something up, we're using the muscles in the arms to do so. Involuntary muscles are the muscles that are constantly operating without our conscious doing. So for example, as you can see, some involuntary muscles are the heart. Our internal organs are involuntary. And when it comes to breathing, the windpipe or the trachea is also involuntary. Now, when we become stressed in the body, these involuntary muscles become activated by a main nerve. And this nerve is called the vagus nerve. So, when the body becomes stressed, this vagus nerve, affecting everything from the windpipe all the way down to our organs, becomes stimulated and sends a signal to the brain that says that the body should come into a space of calm. So it's actually activating our parasympathetic nervous system. So that means that when we begin to get stressed, let's say we feel a coughing fit come on, and our windpipe starts to activate a bit more, these symptoms become a bit more rapid as the body works to calm the entire system down. So before that, it has to have a response of stress, and then the vagus nerve comes in order to bring peace, calm back to our system. So again, when we feel an attack in our respiratory system, our windpipe automatically goes into overdrive. That is a stress symptom. Our chest tightens, our entire system begins to get stressed. So what is the role that these specific yogic techniques play in helping the vagus nerve or that parasympathetic system to come down? Basically, when we are doing these exercises, when our bodies are in a good state, for example, now, when we do this with mindfulness and awareness, we are encouraging our passages to stay clear. We are encouraging our lungs to stay strong. And the more that we do these practices when we are well and able, when the system begins to get stressed, our base state will be one that is calm. Calmer than if we were to have a normal stress response without any kind of energizing of this system. So we know that the more that we do these practices with our mindfulness, that we are helping to build the base state that will help us remain constant even when the system comes under stress. Now, of course, we cannot always control to the best of our ability when the body becomes hyper-stressed. But even in recovery, when our lungs are energized and we are working before to help keep our airways clean, even in recovery, it will happen faster. So these techniques truly work. We are allowing these involuntary muscles to come into a natural state of calm. That will allow that to support us even more when we have a stress response. Okay? So as we go into these exercises, it is important that we hold present moment awareness. It is important that we take our time and truly feel what is happening in the exercise. And as we do this, enjoy the feeling of working with the body. Enjoy the feeling of energizing our air passages. We do these exercises so that anything that is localized in our respiratory system that is not supposed to be there will have an avenue for coming out. And you will see that, especially when we do our rapid breathing. Okay? So as we begin our practices today, you can sit or stand. I will choose to stand today because I like the feeling of being grounded on the earth. So, our first exercise is called hands in and out breathing. And of course, you've seen me do this before, and we've done this together before. But simply, we bring both of our hands parallel to the ground in front of us. Now, as we inhale, we truly slow down the breath, opening up our arms. You can already feel the expansion happening. Okay, try to keep it parallel to the ground. Deep inhale. As we exhale, we slowly bring our palms back together. Breathing in. Here you can use a deep Ujjayi breath. And let's exhale. Breathing in, nice and slow. Out. Let's keep the face relaxed. In. Out. Enjoy. In. Slow. Out. And feel where this is happening, where you can feel the effects of breathing in deeply. Out. Let's continue. Imagine with every single breath that we take, the passages are being cleared. These exercises can be used for anyone with any respiratory illness. In. Let's do 3 more. In. Out. In. Out. Last one, deep inhale. And out. Relax the hands down. Let's close our eyes for just a moment. And just feel what is happening in your system. Of course, with our attention, we imagine that our airways are nice and clear, and that breathing is happening easily. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Beautiful, everyone. I am sure you can already feel a difference. For our next exercise, this is called hands stretched breathing. The same principle applies with a slow and deep inhale and a long exhalation. So in this one, we will begin by interlacing our fingers. We can place them against the chest. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. So as we inhale, we are going to lift the elbows, lift the palm off the chest, flip our fingers so that they're facing the outside, and extend our hands fully. That's all on the inhale. Now, as we exhale, we pull our hands back towards the chest. And to complete the exhale, we relax our shoulders and relax our elbows down. Let's continue. Again, you can use a deep Ujjayi breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's continue. When we breathe out, relax the elbows and the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Again, as we do this, we are lovingly energizing our airways as we breathe. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. I see some smiling faces. This must feel really good. And relax the palms down, relax the shoulders, and let's just close our eyes for a moment. Simply observe. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Part 2 to this breathing. As we inhale, again, we lift our elbows. We are placing our palms in line with the forehead. So not above and not below. Okay, now as we exhale, keeping this line, and our head is relaxed and facing forward. As we exhale, we slowly bring the palms back. And to finish the exhalation, we collapse the shoulders and the elbows down. Let's continue this together. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, deep ujjayi. Breathing in. Out. In. Out. Let's do 3 more. In. Staying lovingly focused. Out. Remember, every single breath has a benefit. In. Out. Last one. In. Out. And relax. Relax the palms by our side, relax the elbows, relax the shoulders, and just take a moment to observe how you feel. Perhaps you feel more lightness in the chest. Perhaps you even feel that it is easier to breathe. All of which is possible in these exercises. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Step 3 to this breathing is we are going to inhale. From this point, bringing our elbows up, passing the fingertips close to the nose, flipping our palms up, extending our arms fully. Try to straighten the arms, get them behind the ears. Then as we exhale, palms still facing up. At the point near the nose, we turn them down. And to finish the exhalation again, palms are at our chest and elbows are down. So let's do this together. Let's begin. Let's inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's continue. Inhale. Really stretch the arms. That's how we get the maximum breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And relax the hands down. Just be at ease for a few moments and simply observe what is happening in the body. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. So for our final breathing exercise, and I'm sure you all feel different already, we are going to do a little bit more of a dynamic breath. So I invite everyone to come down onto the knees if it is possible for you. Now, if you need some extra padding, please place it underneath your knees. This is called rabbit breathing. So we are going to place our forearms down on the ground. I'm going to come this way so you can see a little bit better. Just a few inches away from the knees. So I'm not sinking back down into my heels, but I am coming forward so that my head is placed comfortably between my palms. Now I'm going to part my lips a little bit and ensure that my tongue is behind my bottom teeth. And as we breathe, we are going to do rapid inhalations and exhalations from the upper chest and the abdomen. So it will look a little bit like this. So there is a jerky movement happening with my upper back. And my lips are slightly parted to exhale anything in the respiratory tracts that we do not need. So let's do this together. Resting comfortably on our forearms, also on our knees. Let's begin with an exhale. Let's do a deep inhale while placing the tongue behind the teeth. Our lips are slightly parted. And let's begin. Slowing down. And to release, we sit back on the heels. Or you can sit on the ground, on your chair, just in a relaxed way. And we're going to close our eyes and just observe how we feel. After these deep breathing exercises, we can imagine that our passages are nice and clear. That our lungs are lovingly energized. And that breathing is easy. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for these practices. It'd be interesting to hear if you feel a difference in how you are breathing now. And of course, there will be many more of these practices to come. So I look forward to sharing these ancient yogic techniques with all of you. Now I will hand you over to Prema Devi, who will take you through the next segment of our session today. Namaskar, everyone. See you soon.
Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to the second segment of our conscious movement section. I'm very happy to be joining you all today. And after having 2 weeks of amazing workshops of learning more about staying healthy and boosting our immune system, I will be really happy to share my own journey and experience with the personal training that I have. And I actually practice as much as I can. So we have learned that, of course, we eat healthy, have positive thoughts, positive emotions, exercise, rest properly, and just follow life's normal, natural cycles and rhythms, we can actually have a very balanced overall well-being. But what happens when we cannot? And that is something that I would like to address with you all today, as it's actually a challenge that happens for many of us. At least in my own experience, it was. So here we can learn what actually is pretty much help us or make us feel stagnated, the energy blocks in our. So in this case, where we're not able to manage our thoughts, our emotions, or also in this case to do follow the cycles, the natural cycles of life, we feel the stagnation in the body. So in these cases, what happens is that we can start in a way, for example, if we're not able to manage the mind and the emotions, then we get right into the body to balance as much as we can. We know about the connection of mind and body and how important it is to balance both. So in this case, I want just to share with you the importance of, again, realizing in this case when we Sorry about that, we had a few technical difficulties. So yes, as I was saying, when we can recognize in the body toxic energy sensations like extreme heat, cold, tingling, numbness, or inflammation, we know that the body is out of balance. So in this case, lack of physical activity, which is the part that we will be targeting today, is something that we want to focus on. In this case, we can do any kind of conscious movement. In this case, could be any cardio exercises, whether it's jogging, walking, swimming, doing some kind of workout like weights. And also, we can use more gentle exercises like Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga. And here we have, of course, our role model practicing some of those exercises. And so the idea is to really get the body moving basically. And again, sometimes may be easy to say, but not easy to follow. As again, when we go through life circumstances, having to work, looking after household, being tired, not eating properly, perhaps we don't have the energy to do it. Yet, here I want to share with you a very practical approach where you can basically do this kind of exercise anywhere, anytime, with no equipment. And again, you can easily tap and find the balance. So this Chonji-in practice, which is, again, mind and body training, basically has the foundation in Qi, Qi, prana, or energy, as the source of life force. And they see the physical body as a small cosmos, in this case, with the different meridian channels, acupressure points, and of course, energy, Qi as the basis, and with the use of, again, in case in this dungeon breathing, which I'm going to talk more about later, we can actually find a relationship between all of them, and again, eventually finding the balance. So as I was listening to the talks of how important it is to manage the mind, it came to me almost as if coming downwards. Right? When we manage the mind, the emotions, then it's easy to drive the body. But in this case, we will be doing it the other way around. So when we're able to manage the body, stay healthy and fit. Then again, in this case, they believe in this tradition, we call it danjos, the main energy centers. The lower one is the lower danjon, which is related to the vitality and the physical health. When this one is strong enough and solid enough, they call it as if it starts to mature, coming into the heart center. When the energy comes into the heart, then we start to feel more joy, happiness, compassion, and kindness towards ourselves, our own body, and of course to others. Here we can find more balance in life as we are able to relate in different aspects, not only with nature, with animals, and everything around us. So once we move from this middle dungeon area, then they call it the upper dungeon area, which is right up in the head. So here we come into the mind, but also into the spiritual centers. So here is where we come into finding the balance and eventually the completion of the soul, which is enlightenment. So with all of these, I want just to share with you, I know we talked about meridians last Wednesday during our healing circle as well, but I just want to show to you why it is important to be able to balance the body, in this case through different techniques and methods that we will be using, so that we can get to the natural flow of not only energy, but blood circulation in the body. So in this case, with the meridian system, the meridian paths are related to different organs as well. So what they do is that they basically distribute the energy along our whole body. It's like related to the subtle anatomy. And in this case, when we are able to release stagnant energy along the meridian pathways, and also to detox the body through, in this case, exercises that can generate, bowel movements. In this case, when we do the transpiration, we're also detoxifying the body. We're able to recharge it, to be able to revitalize and store energy, and then eventually to balance both mind, body, and of course, heart as a consequence. So now here, something that is really important to mention, probably many of you have done these practices with me before, but when we do the tapping, it's as if we are really awakening every part in our being, every cell, every muscle, every joint. We're really unblocking. Just when we pat at our friend and say, how you are doing, basically we're doing the same with our whole body. Now, when we focus in the lower dungeon area, which we will be also focusing on, here what we want is to bring the mind into the body. By bringing the mind into the body, we become more self-aware. So we bring our attention inwards, and that eventually helps us to expand our consciousness in a way that we become more attuned to our body's needs. And when that happens, of course, we are able to make the right choices in every given moment. So with this, I just would like to get into the practices, but before we go to that, there is a nice slide that simulates when Guru talks about our body being like a vehicle in life's journey. So here, as you can see, when we have the proper lubrication, it means that we are having the proper exercise as part of our, hopefully, daily lifestyle. When we have the proper car battery to spark the engine, then we are doing the proper breathing. When we have the proper cooling system, it means that we have the proper relaxation. With the proper fuel, we're using the proper diet, and of course, a wise driver, which this is really one of the main purposes, meditation and spiritual practice. So everything that we do eventually is helping us to evolve and grow in consciousness. And when we are able to release the body from any pains and aches, then when we sit to meditate, it's really the ideal scenario to go inwards and being able to enjoy that inner space of just infinite silence, infinite love, infinite vitality. So here I would like to invite you to stand, if possible, as we're going to engage in these practices. If this is the first time you are with me, counting is part of this practice. Why? Because when we count, we come more into the left side of the brain. We come right into the present moment. If we are having any emotion, any kind of difficulties, stresses, these really help us to focus, to concentrate the mind, at the same time that we're tapping and using the breath as an anchor to stay fully in the body and centered and grounded, of course. So here, when you really feel like you have no energy to do any exercises at all, a tip that I wanted to share is that you can just bring your palms together right in front of your chest. The palms, and like the feet, contain most of the body parts, and by rubbing them, you actually start activating every part in you, every cell. The heart is related with toes, with palms, hands. And here you can just revive yourself. Just find a way to really motivate yourself to get started in any exercise practice that you may choose. So now it's important that if there are any medical conditions, issues, or concerns, to first check with your doctor before engaging in any activity. So here, as we continue to rub our palms, we just want to close our eyes, release, and just bring them down into your dungeon. And just breathe in and breathe out slowly. And just allow the belly to expand as you inhale and contract as you exhale. Now you can gently release. And now here for the tapping, we're going to use both palms. The thumbs pretty much come closer to the belly button, and the rest of the fingers will be tapping in the lower area. So here the counting is important to also release energy through the voice, through the mouth, but also because of the vibration that we are creating here through sound and tapping that is moving energy in the whole body. So let's tap while we're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50. Very nice. And here we give it a nice rub. And again, bringing the awareness into the breath with every move. Staying really into the body. Just notice any sensations, any heat. And here we want to keep the palms right on our belly. And we will be doing intestine exercises. For those that may have any hernias, that are pregnant or have high blood pressure, just continue to have a regular breath. And the rest we can just do a deep, in this case, exhaling, bringing the belly in towards the spine. You can gently push the palms in and then release and expand as you inhale. The counting helps coordinating the movement. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 20. Very nice. And we give it a nice rub. And now something really important to mention is that energy tends to gather in the joints. So doing joint rotations is extremely important also to release stagnant energy, to avoid blockages or inflammation. So here, we're going to start by doing rotations for shoulders, elbows, and wrists. So interlocking your fingers gently. Here we're going to just rotate the wrists forward, gently pushing. And as you move, just try to feel as if there is an energy. Well, there is one, but trying to feel the energy behind the movement. And then in the opposite direction, and just relaxing the whole body, the palms, the wrists. Breathing into your dungeon, and we release. And now making a fist with both palms. Here we want to rotate our elbows, coming down to center and open up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. And now opening the chest. Here we bring palms right in front of the chest area, pulling as if you are pulling really, really wide, and release. 2, 3, squeezing the lungs at the back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Here you are targeting the shoulders as well. We release by giving it a nice shake. And now here we want to use both arms, making a fist, crossing the arms right in front of you, relaxing the shoulders. We're going to open up fully, squeezing again the spine at the back, and then crossing and with the opposite arm down. We open and cross. Now the arm comes up. And we do it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. And now with the palms open, we're going to do the same movement. Crossing, open, and alternating arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. We release, and now we come down into the pelvic area, making another fist and gently bending your knees slightly. We bring the fist right in front of, again, your lower dungeon, and here we're going to twist to both sides. We're trying to keep your eyesight straight. So here we're just rotating the hip area, the pelvis, as we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. Now here, we want to bring our palms right in front of us. We want to imagine that we have a mirror, and that we need to polish this mirror. So we're going to start by gently pushing our hips back, keeping the spine really straight and erect. And here we want to rotate our arms and palms coming down, keeping the knees straight and rotating. 2, 3, remember to use the counting. 4, and 5. It actually makes a huge difference. And here we change directions, going the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. We release palms. And now here we want to bend the knees a little bit more, and we want to rub our knees. Here we're sending lots of love to our knees. You can say, I love you, my knees. And as we continue to rub, we're going to now rotate to the right side. 1, 2, 3, to the left. 1, 2, 3, inwards. 1, 2, 3, and outwards. 1, 2, and 3. And now pushing the hips all the way back, strengthening the knees at the back. Here we want to keep the palms gently above the knees, and we're going to bounce down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Releasing your arms and palms, and now gently move the hips from side to side. And again, just keeping the awareness in the breath, noticing how the body feels. Gently bending the knees and coming up slowly and gently. Very nice. Now we give hands and feet a nice shake. And now we're just going to finish with our feet, with our ankle rotation. So we're covering the whole body. So we're going to bring feet together. The left foot comes forward. And here we want to rotate as we try to align the shoulder with our foot. We rotate to one side. And then we change directions. And now bringing the left foot back. Here again, we rotate our ankle in both directions. Now coming forward and sideways, pushing the hips back, adding a little bit of the body weight. And here we're going to bring the foot back, crossing behind the right leg and bouncing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. And we give it a nice shake, and we switch feet. Now bringing the right one forward, and again rotating gently and slowly. Again, being really aware of every movement that you make. changing directions, focusing on the breath. And now bringing the right foot back, rotating in one direction and the other. And now coming forward and sideways, again pushing the hips back, adding a little bit of the weight to go deeper into the stretch. And now coming back and crossing behind and bouncing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we give it another shake. And here we just want to finalize by bringing our palms together again and rubbing your palms. And while you are rubbing your palms, just close your eyes and try to feel the connection between your palms and your lower dungeon. Notice if there is any heat, any warm sensation in your belly. And now bringing the palms gently over your eyes. And here we want to send the nice heat energy to our eyes, massaging your face, your hair, your head, the back of your neck, and we're going to sweep it down. Very nice. And now here we finish the second segment, and Gurudev Sri Vasudeva will now guide us through our healing meditation. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy.
Namaskar, everyone, and welcome to our meditation segment of Be Well, Stay Well. So you've had breathing exercises, you've had conscious movement, so you must be energized by prana. Now we're going to powerfully use the prana, the pranic field of the mind, and the pranic field of emotions, and the pranic field of the breath. Of course, you know, and I always say, that it is your energy body that drives the physical. Your physical body, though it's composed of trillions of cells, it needs a driver. And when you see someone in a coma, you realize that the driver is not actively present. Remotely present, but not actively present. So we are all here in the body, conscious, and consciousness that you experience is not of the body. It is your very nature. It is your very nature. It is the source of everything. It is the source of the mind. It is the source of your emotion, the source of your vitality. Consciousness is the source of everything. It is the screen of existence. And which all energies are projected in and from, and where energies play out. In these sessions, I strive to make you conscious of all that you are and the energy potential you have as a conscious being with the power of intention. The power of intention is called Ichha Shakti. in the ancient teachers. Icha means will, that we have the power to will energy from the consciousness space. We have the power of knowledge to understand what we are doing and to do so wisely. We have that power. It's called Jnana Shakti. And we have the power of movement. The act, to do, is called Kriya Shakti. So these are powers that your soul your soul, that your soul has. And you are the one that can be in control. These powers are gifted to you. They are part of your being for you to manage the human experience. We have lost control of the power of intention, the power of knowledge, and the power of action simply because of our limitation of consciousness. So we need to strive for more consciousness. The beauty about it is that when you are engaging with conscious people, conscious souls, that their very presence can help you to shift another notch. So our collective presence can help all of us to be lifted. And what is beautiful is that even though we are physically differently located, energetically we aren't. We are connected to each other energetically, which means that instantaneously you could feel what I'm feeling or think what I'm thinking. You can receive my thoughts instantaneously. And that's the beauty of guiding you. That you can pick up my thoughts inside of your being as I think them. You can pick up my feelings inside of your being as I generate them. You can pick up my pranas right where you are. Simply because of the one source that we all exist in. Like different spokes on a wheel, all connected to the hub. They all meet at the hub. So too, all our being, all our soul beings meet at the hub of consciousness. And that's where we share together. The point from where we share together. That's where I meditate with you in and from, and that's where you meditate with me in and from. The same place. So in our meditation today, I'm going to guide you to come there with me. I want us to use the power of the mind conscious intention being used to generate mind power that is positive. Conscious intention that is used to generate emotions that are totally uplifting and healing. And conscious intention to move pranas. So we can manage the active pranas within the body. Using the breath as the key. So center with me at the very hub of existence. There the ego needs to become silent. So let's rest the ego in the heart. It's a good resting place. And let's all come together in a field of love. We often say God is love, and that God is within. That means we are love. Let's choose only to generate the emotion of love from and within our center of being. We all love to receive love. So let's learn to offer love. First to our body cells, allowing waves and waves of loving energy to flow from our heart through our hands. Allow these waves to ripple through our own bodies. Understanding that the heart energy is related to touch. Open your consciousness to feel the warmth that comes to your hand and skin as you engage in generating loving waves of energy through your entire being. Continuously. And use the breath to do that. In breath, you are connecting with the very source of love at the center of the chest. Inhaling into that center of love using Ujjayi breath. Straight into the center of the heart. And exhaling. Spreading that love in and through your entire body and into the space around you. Join me in doing this. It's incredible when you catch it. Your entire body should become relaxed because in true love, there's relaxation. There's gentle movement. And there's the consciousness of smiling with your entire being. And love enters your space. Patience comes. And when love really moves through your being, timelessness appears. Every movement feels like eternity. Every moment feels like eternity. And the breath needs to move seamlessly from out-breath to in-breath to out-breath. Prana into apana, apana into prana. And that brings the feeling of timeless being. Now, you're generating waves of energy from the heart to the entire body. So you need to be conscious of your entire body. What does consciousness of your body mean? Feeling your heart, physical heart, your lungs, your liver, spleen, kidneys, stomach, intestines, eyes, skin, nerve cells, brain cells. Conscious, beautiful. So you're using Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge. You're using Ichha Shakti, the power of conscious intention. And you're using Kriya Shakti, the breath and movement of the body if you're doing it. Prana into apana, apana into prana. You should be feeling that lightness of being as you come into soul consciousness. You come into the quantum space of being. And you should feel as well the gross body, but in a different way. That it is at the periphery of your existence, that you exist in the body as an energy being. And you are energizing the body from there. Breath is life, so that breath allows you to exist in the body and to animate it, to fill it with life. For those of you who feel guided by the Kundalini Shakti, the evolutionary energy of life, let her guide you. She's amazing. She's relevant. And she's infinitely intelligent and powerful. Just know that I'm in your field, and you are in my field. That's co-creation. I'm in your field and you are in my field. I'm meditating in you and you in me, energetically. And we are all centered in the same source. Now breathe along the entire spinal column, opening up the belly to breathe, that you may energize it with your love, energize the core of the body. As you breathe into the chest, tap into that center of infinite love. As you breathe into the throat area, just hold the awareness of infinite space. As you focus on the medulla area in the third eye, just focus on the conscious awareness and intention of your thinking being. And as you breathe down through the body, extend your awareness to nourishing the body. Now just observe where you are. How more energized your entire being is. Now just slowly bring in more air into the lungs by pushing the air out of the lungs and pulling the air into the lungs. Energizing the senses as you do this. Breathing into the belly area, the chest, the throat area. Simple breathing action, no stress. Until you feel that your entire body is more energized, more present to the elements around you and to the senses. And we're going to chant the Om sound 3 times, allowing the sound to resonate with every level of being. So let's breathe out slowly and breathe in deeply. Shanti. 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 Welcome back, everyone. You should be feeling different. Or differently to what you were before. Now, within your being, you have all the power to transform chemistry, physicality. You have the power to do that. You have the power to influence matter. So though we have the power, we do not have control over it. A lot of us. Just to let you know that control over my mind came later in the game as I grew in consciousness. When I began to feel a little knot of energy at the center of the eyebrows, what we call Manas Chakra. I began to feel this center here. And when I focused on it, I actually felt that I could have control over the thought process, the thinking. And that was incredible. Before that, I didn't have that power. I had the power of the heart. I could bring love into my space, and I could generate love. And I didn't have the stability of the mind. So the love wouldn't be as intense, and it would fluctuate. And I would have to stay with the practice to maintain the love. When I found this little spot here, this little knot of energy, it began a new journey. And first time I felt that I had some kind of power to manage my space. That was the beginning of Guru Tattva. And as I stay with the process, using sattvic qualities, beautiful thoughts of honoring my master, beautiful thoughts of following the teachings, beautiful thoughts of staying positive, beautiful thoughts of serving my world, beautiful thoughts of loving, the intensity of this energy grew. I felt more and more power. When I went back to India in 1977, 2 years after my initial impact of Shaktipat, I was going to meet the physical guru, of course. I was going to be trained in Siddha Yoga. I felt incredibly powerful even before I entered the ashram. This energy was just so powerful. I felt Guru Tattva inside of me. And perhaps it's one of the reasons why when I entered the presence of Baba Muktanand, I didn't feel too much for his physical presence, though I adored him in the videos and in the photos. But when I came into his actual presence, I had a lot of problems with interacting with his physical self. The only time that stopped is when I focus inside, and that same Guru Tattva. And when I listened to him, then I thought, oh my God, this master has Guru Tattva so powerful, my little one can't be compared. And I said, that's what I want. I want to feel the resonance of his Guru Tattva. And that became the relationship between me and Baba Muktanand. A relationship of Guru Tattva. My inner wanted to resonate with his. And my inner wanted to become like him. So he became the ideal for me of what I should be. And so for most of my stay there, I didn't care in listening to him, I'd close my eyes. When I see him moving, I always saw energy in motion, so I love to look at him walk. I like to look at his speaking or his actions because I saw energy in flow. But I had to connect with my inner to really experience him. So when I came back to Trinidad, Guru Tattva has developed so much more powerfully. Of course, I had his blessings. And that grew powerfully, more and more powerfully, about 7 months after I was in the 40 days. Incredible experience of inner transformation through Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva became fully manifest. So do we have the power? Yes, we have the power. How can we get more of it? By going to the inner guru, by resonating in the inner space with the outer. And that is the principle of Mahayoga, Siddha Yoga. It's a principle. That's what you chant in Guru Gita every day. We become the master. By meditating on the master, we become the master. There's no servitude in this. That's what I bring to you. My journey with you is to get you to resonate with that inner power. And the more I can see it in you, the more happy I am. And I know when you begin to resonate with the Guru power, I hear it in your voice, I feel it from your being. I feel more empowered when I'm with you. I feel this synergy of power when I'm with you and you're resonating with Guru power. That's my wish for you, that you know who you are, the powerful being that you are. These meditations are incredible because I send in Guru Tattva and I send in you. And we create a field a marvelous feeling. I can stay here in this meditation for a long time. It's just so beautiful. It's synergistic. I don't need to open my eyes to look at you. I can synergize with you in the inner space. All the exercises are nice, but this is superior to everything else. This is the quantum field, where change can happen in a moment in the inner space. You can shift in a moment. Of course, physicality will take more time to change. The body will need to be reprogrammed, but your inner being can shift in a moment to a new level of consciousness in a moment. And you can imagine in the 40 days that I had in 1978, every day brought something new. So it is a continuously shifting in consciousness. The witness was just deepening and deepening and deepening, and I'm watching myself. I'm watching me walking, but I feel I'm not walking, though my body is walking. Simply with intention. That witnessing grew and grew and grew. So you have the potential. When I speak to you about potential, it's because I have realized it. And when I guide you, it's because I want you to experience the fullness of your own power as a divine being. So as we meet with this COVID period, one of the most powerful ways to immunize yourself is through the mind. The saying is, as we think, so we become. That perceptions create reality. You can think yourself into sickness, and you can think yourself into death, and you can think yourself into wellness, and you can think yourself into longevity. In the Bible, in the Proverbs, it is said, a merry heart doeth like medicine, a merry heart. Just thinking joy, just being in joy. Do it like medicine. And a broken spirit, it says, when you don't feel a desire to live, you feel depressed, you feel lonely, you feel worthless. A broken spirit drieth the bones, it said. Drieth the bones. A merry spirit do it like medicine. The moment I read that in the Bible, it's sort of, I know this is powerful. I don't want to forget this. And I've always kept that like a little mantra in me. A merry heart do it like medicine, and a broken spirit drieth the bones. So you have the power. You have the power to immunize yourself every day. Through love, through positive thinking, through creating a mental shield, through influencing your body cells, by stimulating powerful neurotransmitters in your nervous system through your thought power. And the whole idea of epigenetics is that environment is what is impacting our genes. So when we begin to impact from inside by our lifestyle changes, then it's no longer the environment, it is us who is making the genes fire how we need to. That's the science of epigenetics, that we can change the way the genes fire by changing our behavior, by our thought patterns. And we change the chemistry. We can bring powerful neurotransmitters inside that can really make the body feel nicer. They feel nice chemicals. That's what we do in the meditation when we sit here and you come into that very positive field of energy. So we're going to close this session with the Mahamrutyunjaya mantra. I'm always impassioned by the mantra. Because it says, don't withhold from me, O universe. Immortal consciousness. Don't withhold. Ma Amritat. Ma means don't. Amritat. To grant me the immortal consciousness. And it addresses the universe, the self. Yajamihe. Om Trayambakam, you are the all-seeing one. You are the infinite one. Om Trayambakam Yajamihe. I worship you, I honor you. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam, your fragrance, the pranas that come out from your being. Let it nourish me and let me thrive, bring prosperity. Sugandhim pushti vardhanam, urvarukamiva bandhanan mrichur mokshir. Just as a cucumber or the gourd, when it's ripened, drops away from the vine. Let all diseases and every unhealthy attachment fall away from me. And it says, do not withhold from me immortality. O infinite self, immortal consciousness is what I want. Mahabhratad. So let's chant this mantra 3 times. With the same awareness and the same passion, and of course the beauty of Sanskrit mantra. Sanskrit sounds are beautiful in mantras because every syllable carries power. Let it resonate with every part of your being. Okay, let's begin. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiyam Amritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiyam Amritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiyam Amritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, everyone. And for those of you who are going to bed, may you have the best rest ever. And those of you who still have some hours left, use it wisely. Stay positive. Stay sattvic driven. And stay connected to Guru Tattva. So tomorrow morning, I see you in the Guru Gita as we glorify Guru Tattva. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day. Namaskar.